Greetings, Earthlings. What is up, guys? Fast Friday, unusual openings is on Wednesday. Sorry, Fast Friday, fast 5+3 casual challenges against everybody. We've got open challenges as long as you have 100 rated games, and you have a kind of established rating on lichess, something other than bullet. I'll accept your challenge. Casual, 5+3. Welcome to the chat room here on Twitch and lichess. 3 challenges. Let's see what we got. Just a second, guys. Vampire Princess, Marwa, and Galabote. I'm going to take those in a second. Let's see who's in the chat room. We've got Merle Dixon with 100 bits. Thank you, Merle. Turning down the TV in other rooms that interrupt us. Vampire Princess is playing another game right now. Is that right? They're playing something like 1-0. All right, take the challenge next. Play someone who's not involved in another game first. Okay, Marwa. Marwa, tough. Actually, I'm sorry that I took Marwa. It's been so tough to leave. Merle Dixon, JCS, HT. Guys, where's Asteroid? It's Friday. He's usually late on Fridays. Hi, I'm streaming from Stock Atrophy Komodo. Hope that's not Komodo, the chess engine. Alright, Marwa. I'm waiting on Marwa here. I'm afraid I've got bad lag like yesterday. Consistently over 280. It's awful. What's up, guys? Welcome to my stream. The chess pandas are here. Hello. And this guy's going to be staying here in the US. Kind of grumpy. What? Hello. How are you? Micro and macro panda. We're going back. Asterbait is here. Asterbait, good to see you. All my friends. It is a version of Komodo. Alright. Marwa is not ready yet. No, there he is. Alright. What are we going to do? Let's play G3. I usually think he's used to that by now. I've got to make the openings here to keep you guys a little bit off balance. Marwa from the King's Indian. The Grunfeld defense. We had a warm-up game against Yellow Dragons the other day. And I played the same formation with A4. Which is how to face with black. And I've played it successfully a few times. G4 is a weird move. Not really sure what that does. We're more than happy to collect the bishop pair with an open white diagonal. Of course, he could like take and play maybe D5. He's not taking. Knight H4 would be a bit strange now, I think. That's a brave decision. Probably justified to play Knight H4 now. Even if we lose time with this, we're gonna get it back later. It's basically an exchange of time. What's up, guys? 5 minutes plus 3. Think. Move 11. I call it movie 7. A bunch of my friends and students are playing in the U.S. Amateur Team Championship this weekend. President's Day weekend in the USA. Very common to play, which is actually, there are several versions of the tournament. Team tournament played in the U.S. President's Day weekend. There's a Western one. Normally one in the South, one in the West, one in the East. Bishop E3, knight on BD7. I think I might just bring my knight back to F3 at some point. It's not really hurting anything. Not hurting in 4. Not well placed there in general. However. I didn't know that Marwa plays like the King's Indian. He had played Queen's Gambit, declined. I think he had played mostly Budapest defense. Move order precluded that. Precluded. If nothing else, you get good vocabulary here. Especially if you're not like a first language English speaker. I'm here for your vocabulary training pleasure. Juicebox, what's up? Juicebox, you can always get a job as a English as a second teacher, right? 82, knight c4. The advantage of living in a foreign country. Oh, Juicebox is absolutely drunk. Alright. We try to be a good influence on everyone here. Knight, let's see. Take, there. It's kind of lame to do this. The worst thing you can do is to go to tourist bars in a foreign country. Very classic mistake in Budapest, particularly. Alright, we're having an exciting game now. What am I doing? Why is my rook glued down to A1? You cut out. Uh-oh. Hopefully that's for you. That's the Cambodian internet. What the hell was that? I think something just scared the crap out of me. That was scary. There was this loud noise, but it's not my mom. I've got to keep an eye on my mom. That was not her. It was something that fell down in another room. Okay, bishop e6. Well, Watt played well. He played well. This move may not be necessary. I guess I'm looking for bishop e6, possibly. Rook takes rook, followed by bishop e6 would allow him rook to e2. Man, this guy is good. He's faster than me. The all-important e4 pawn. AKA the heart of my position. That's fine. That's fine. Alright. I can live with that. Plays like a master. $160 a month for Cambodian internet? Are you serious? Dude, I think you're getting taken to the cleaners. Maybe it's the only game in town. Alright, what next? Rook d2. Kind of a funny move. Probably a stupid move. Jeez. Now I'm like totally screwed. I have to play rook a1. That's ridiculous. I'm surprised he's only 2140. He's more like 2340. I misplayed this completely. Maybe it's not that bad. No, bishop takes c3. Maybe that's not that bad. Like, seriously. Rook takes 2, bishop d2, rook bishop e3. may not be that bad for me. It looks ugly, and I wasted a tempo for the minimum here. For the minimum. What am I supposed to do? Hallucinate. Always hallucinate. Having stupid hallucinations. Another one. And it's getting weirder and weirder. Alright. There's got to be something wrong with this. Maybe I'm lucky and I'm okay. Nils, what's up? Cambodia is not Hungary. It's a different system. Alright. So you have to pay like American internet prices. Good internet. That's tough. Fuchsia, hi. What's up? And also Nils arrived. Nils has a question. 25,000 bit. Did you just get that, Nils? That's new, isn't it? The 25,000 one? Or did you? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Nils had that already. I don't keep track that carefully, but are we miraculously hanging on here with knight a2? Exploiting a tiny tactical hole in black's position? Man. What's up, guys? What is your strongest time control, blitz, rapid, or standard? That's a good question. I honestly don't know how to answer that question. I don't really know, you know. I used to think of myself as stronger, you know, in like standard, but I'm not so sure. I think I've played so much rapid that objectively I'm probably strongest in that now, you know. Probably blitz I'm good, but I'm not necessarily stronger than the average for my rating. I think I have a FIDE rapid rating that's like around the same as my regular rating. But this is a good move, bishop d6. Maybe it's not a good move. It actually cuts him off. But I have no idea how to make progress here. I'm hallucinating that my rook is on a1. That's pretty crazy. It's just equal now. He's gonna play bishop c5. But I'm like honestly lucky not to be worse. It's just a draw. Maybe. No, there's nothing for white. Alright, ops-colored bishops. This looks very drawish. So, that was a nice game by black. I don't think he ever had any problems. I was lucky that I wasn't worse. I'm going to turn this off. Okay, guys, let's just play games. I'm not going to go into deep analysis on all the games. I'm just going to take these challenges as we get them. So, Amoebid. Juicebox sneak in a challenge later in the week, then? What's up, guys? Juicebox, I'm taking challenges, absolutely. But I'm taking like all the challenges. Not favoring subscribers today. I'll be streaming for a little over 2 hours. Guys, we're gonna do a Sunday simul at 4:30. As usual, 4:30 Eastern time on Sunday. Welcome to my stream. Just taking open challenges in Blitz and Rap Chess here. So to answer Nils's question, I don't know. You know, I think I've played so much. I don't mind like people make occasional political comments. I do that myself. I just don't want us to focus on it constantly. I mean, I can't tell you guys never to mention politics because I do it. I do it myself, but it does get to be a drag when some people focus just on that. It's like anything else. It gets boring after a while. Knight c3, knight f6. Fischer versus Spassky was very political. Absolutely. Knight f6 here. Alright. Amiiboid gets me to play... I actually intended to play bishop d3, but he gets me to play this old Nimzovich variation. Knight fd7. It's classic theory here. I guess I'm supposed to play d takes c5. There's really no other way to play this. Acerbate making Nils angry. What's up, guys? We're just taking challenges. 5+3, keep it flowing. White can castle either side in this variation. It's interesting. But theoretically, it's okay for black. I don't really know it very well. Normally, I play something weird instead of e5. I'll try to play bishop d3. But that's totally made up coffee house chess. You won, yay? You won in what, Nils? Alright. First game by Mawa, I wasn't prepared to play a strong player. I have to find excuses. Help me think of excuses. For what I forgot to wear my lucky shirt today. Starger, I don't know how you pronounce it. 18 has the performance of the stream been optimized? It seems to be better. No, it isn't. It's like totally random. It just works when it wants to work, basically. No, I mean, depends on when you're talking about as opposed to. We had problems even like yesterday, so it doesn't seem like it's optimized. I'm doing the best I can. B5. Interesting. I don't know, where's my knight going? If it gets kicked out to a4, are we coming back here? I just took away my knight's retreat square. Back to b1 is an idea. Could sack a piece here, knight d5, e5, e6. Hello? Is it me you're looking for, right? Now it would have a little more momentum behind it, like knight takes d5, e d5, e6. I'll just bust into Lionel Richie if I get really optimistic about my position. This is a classic kind of simplifying move. Okay. And he also stopped those sacrifices on d5. That sort of sucks for me. I didn't really want to see that. But we'll live with it. Could be worse. I don't know, another opponent who's really fast. Nobody gives me any time to think. You lost your spot in line because I timed out on my second phone. Alright, I'll forgive you. Where was your spot in line? If you just tell me, I'll believe you. This is... What is it called? Honor system. The honor system, Juicebox. Just tell me who was in front of you in the line. I think Nils was behind you in the line, right? Do you remember where you were in the line? Maybe I didn't even show it. What's up, guys? Thanks to Move E7 for and donating 1340 yesterday. Hardweiss and Nudel, Merle Dixon, etc. Okay, so far Black's hanging on. He's playing pretty solid. I don't seem to have any sort of tactics that work. And I don't want to just give up material for nothing. Always a good strategy. This move doesn't do anything. I'm sort of like waiting for Black to make a mistake, which may never happen. Proactive chess. All right, here we go. The knight retreat, as alluded to before. We have very good control of the f2 square. So he's castling long. I see. How about bishop e3? That's good. Good way to lose material. Alright, never mind. Amoeboid seems decent, you know, for his rating. Pretty solid. I only played him once before. I know very little about this opponent, but I like what he's done with the place. B4. If only that worked. Only that worked. B4. I like what you've done with the place. Right. True. Alright, let's do it. The extreme Nimzovich. Extreme Nimzovichian principles. No.
For the last time, no.
That's not happening. Alright. No trading queens. That's not cool. The no bishop for you. It's a nice pawn, but mine is too. Mine's a little better. My pawn is better than your pawn. I have the magic knight. 93 would allow bishop g5. Got to be careful with that. I dare you to take it. Double dare you. Look at that lineup. Can you believe that? Don't trust a guy with the queen and bishop lined up like that. Queen takes a2 from Lord Tom. It was extremely greedy and risky to do that. I'm not saying it's like physically losing, but you're asking for trouble with a move like that. Gotta have something here. He might have had bishop takes e5 last move. The longer the better. Black is now cryogenically frozen. I could take with the a-pawn. The pawn amoeba. I've talked about that before. Man, this is a crazy situation. He just missed a really good try there. Wow. Reminds me of a game one of my teammates had. Too complicated to talk. This is far too complicated to even consider talking, making a sound. Nice move. I definitely want to get in the Senior World Championship. That's a great idea. I mean, this guy's play is pretty amazing. This is like the longest 5+3 game ever. There's probably no way to win. It's not fair. Krendic isn't even that old. I mean, he's younger than Anand, isn't he? Wow. He finally cracked. Maybe it's still a draw. I mean, I wouldn't know. Still not over. Okay, less than convincing victory there. What's up, Juicebox? You said you were next? I'm gonna take him at his word. I don't know. You know, I don't know when. I don't know. Maybe he didn't even say that, but he said he was out of line. So I'll play Juicebox, then play the rest of you guys. Only stupid names, all in order. No more favoritism toward the. If you get disconnected, it's your fault. From now on, guys. Support the stream. That was lucky. I shouldn't have won that. He defended extremely well in that game. It was worth playing for the win. I have a very satisfied feeling now. I really played fantastically. Let me send a new challenge. Okay, man. Send a new challenge. Guys, support the stream. Donate. You can donate via PayPal or donate by clicking on the Panda GIF under the stream, and you can make a streaming donation there. He played like a genius and then collapsed. That's the story of my life. Here's a new challenge. Wait, I don't understand how he has multiple challenges. He must have more than one device or something. Okay, what's up? He wants to be white. He does this trick where he's white every time. You were looking at Kopek system against the French. Does that even exist, Move 11? R.I.P. Danny Kopek. I used to do commentary with Kopek on Internet Chess Club 10 years ago. It was more. It was like 12 years ago. In the early 2000s. The mid-2000s. It's so weird to say that. So what exactly is that Move 11? Are you prepared to play some team chess this weekend? Asterbait, thanks for the commercial. Thanks for the commercial donation. We're in luck. My mom, who has Alzheimer's and I have to take care of her, she's sleeping at the moment, which she doesn't usually do at this time. So it's like a miracle that I don't have to get up every 5 minutes to walk out and check on her. C4, B6, D4, Bishop B7, the Owen defense of sorts. Actually, this is the English defense. E4, E6, C3, D5, Bishop D3. That looks like something I would do against the French, right? It's not good, but it's probably better against the Sicilian, I would think. Weird system. Okay, D5. Alright, sir. We will attack that pawn chain. A lot of people consider my move order like, okay, well, basically what I'm trying to say is there's a question about the move order. Maybe it's better to do E6 rather than Bishop B7, because with that we have options to play Bishop A6 and also options to play Queen H4. So that's a famous game between Karpov and Miles, like D4, B6, or C4, B6, D4, E6, D5, Queen H4. I don't think that Queen H4 is actually a good move there, but the point is that my bishop is committed to B7. I have other options. We did have a game like along these lines against someone else not that long ago. It's interesting. Very interesting. C6, D6. Okay, let's do this. This is a crazy move, just for fun. Guys, here's my... If you guys subscribe to my stream, you can get different emotes. It's my main emote. What is wrong with my... Why can't I see my emotes? I must really be lagging. Alright, so Juicebox just basically... He just ignored me. These are my emotes. Level 1, level 2, and level 3. Speaking of emotes, guys, check out the Discord channel. Pub/Slaggy on Discord. I would think like taking toward the center is a little bit more normal there, Juicebox. Rather than ED, you would actually do CD. Typing loudly. Like a Donald Trump tweet. All caps. He learned that from Gingy. Alright, I don't know. Pressure on F2. Always fundamental. What was the most dubious opening line ever played in a World Championship match? Oh man, who knows? That's a good question, Move 11. I guess it's subjective, right? It's a very subjective question. Anybody have any suggestions to answer Move 11's trivia question? I mean, somebody probably at some point played like the Polish defense, you know? I mean, there's probably something kind of marginal. World Championship match. I don't know. The Bird? Did anyone ever play the Bird in a World Championship match? Probably back in the day. I mean, who knows? Maybe if Blackburn had played for the World Championship, he would do something like that. Larson, if he had won the candidates, might have played the Bird. All right, man. What is going on here? You're playing good moves. Oh, damn. Mom woke up. That sucks. Go back to sleep, Mom. Alright, castles. Wonder what woke her up. There's a small chance that a package arrived at the front door. But I didn't hear a doorbell. They normally ring it so the package pirates don't come. Alright, guys, I'm going to step out for a second. No grobs in the World Championship. Time odds. We should do a time odd stream. Wow, that was perfect. I'm back just in time. So this is actually a sacrificio. Sacrificio del peon. Okay, he has some compensation maybe? Fischer played the Alekine's defense. Alyokhin. Was that in a World Championship? JCS? Against Spassky? That would be considered, you know. Alyokhin, not really considered to be a safe, overly correct opening. Although, you know, it's kind of like regarded as playable at the Grandmaster level, just barely. Yeah, here it looks like Juicebox just got a little bit too far behind in development. Somehow he managed to sack a pawn and fall behind in development. Lines that would be considered dubious today. Maybe something like the Budapest Gambit. If only Nigel Short had played the Budapest against Kasparov. You know, that's interesting. So Nigel Short played the Budapest against Karpov in their candidates match, right? But what happened when Nigel Short played the World Championship match, this supposed World Championship match against Kasparov? Did Kasparov always play? I mean, was Kasparov playing like no D4 in that match? I have no clue. I had honestly very little interest in watching Nigel Short play a World Championship match. So, you know, all due respect, he's a great player, but he's not World Championship material. So I don't remember like anything that happened in that match whatsoever. Except for like short trying to play maybe the closed Sicilian or something like that. Rook takes g5. Nope, that's not going to be enough now. Let's not get carried away. Home, James. This was a lame move. Maybe I should have just played like bishop c5. World Chess Champion opening repertoires. Interesting. Tal playing the Benoni. I mean, Fischer playing the Benoni. The Benoni is kind of more respected than, I guess, Alyakin's defense and the Budapest Gambit type of stuff. Good question. Capablanca played always principled stuff. You won't see Capablanca playing dubious openings. He wasn't really much for openings in general. Basically always tried to play solid stuff. More or less. Putting your king on the diagonal of death. I wanted to sacrifice an exchange on e3, but it never really struck my fancy as particularly sound. Now what? I'm up a pawn with nothing to do. Was Capablanca the dude? Nobody ever refuted the Marshall Gambit, right? That's a fallacy of some sort? Or is that the point? I don't know that story. Okay, I just never thought of Capablanca as a particularly great opening player, you know? He was okay, but he tried to play on general principle mostly. Fantastic endgame technique and strategic play. Well, Fischer playing surprising openings against Spassky was obviously part of his game plan. Anything to throw off the Russians. I've talked to this Juicebox character about making pawn weaknesses. And he does have a tendency to do that sometimes. I'm having a hard time making progress here, though. Why doesn't he just like play sort of knight c4 at some point, coming into these weak squares? My extra pawn is backward. Stop making good moves. A second pawn would be nice for Christmas. Yeah. Queen takes f4. Bishop takes d5. Queen takes f2. Oh man, that could be a very bad mistake. Alright, let's exchange rooks first. Now my d7 pawn is hanging. Oh no. We've got enough viewers today. People don't like my subscriber stream on Thursdays for some reason, but it sounds too impersonal. Alright, queen takes f4, queen f3. This is crazy, Juicebox. You're down material. You can't trade queens. It's not allowed. Hiri Kiri. So you just can't afford to trade queens when you're down 2 pawns. 1 pawn maybe. He's in panic mode. He's he admitted that he had too much to drink tonight, so clearly it's over now. It's all over, but the over. You made me think a lot in that game. Kind of interesting pawn sacrifice. Pre-move. Witness the pre-move. My first pre-move for today. Another one. I'm going to go for another one. They were awesome pre-moves. I'm not playing any bullet, so I don't really need the pre-move. It's a dangerous weapon in my hands. Do not trade when you're down material. Try to emphasize it. You drank too much juice. So the Juice Box Wizard is... It's a rock, classic rock reference. Alright. King takes f4. Lots of challenges, guys. I'm never going to play 10 games at this rate, but we'll do our best. Welcome everyone to my stream.
Yes.
Yes. Alright. So we won again. I love winning. The result, it's just the result that matters, not how you play the game. No, I'm just kidding. That's not my philosophy at all. The Nimzo. I love the Nimzo. It's really funny because when I learned chess with a really close friend of mine, and we worked on the game very hard together. But he was extremely into the Nimzo with black, and I was actually not. I was playing, for years I played the King's Indian. And the funny thing was, like, we had our own openings, but somehow later on, when I kind of matured and became a title player, I started to play the Nimzo. Like, after all those years of watching someone else really illustrate this opening and use it to great effect, I actually stole his opening and started to play it myself. Okay, Queen c2, b6, e4. This is critical. We had games with Haberbaum, probably, I think, several games in this line, which was relatively reinvented by Morozevich. Taking on c5, however, looks acritical. The acritical response. If the pawn was back on e2, white would have a normal classical Nimzo, but this is kind of weird. I've never faced this. I wonder if I should sacrifice a pawn, maybe. Bishop takes c5, e5. I have no clue what I'm supposed to do. Literally no one has ever played this against me. I mean, I'm not afraid to sacrifice pawns, but I have never seen this once. I've not looked at this once. Not seen an instance of a grandmaster or a title player playing d takes c5. Gotta answer this telemarketing. Hello?
Hi, this is Tiffany with the service.
Yeah, right. Okay, Tiffany. Nice to meet you too. D takes c5 here. Maybe I should have given her more of a chance. When it's just like, hi, this is whoever, and it doesn't say what they're calling from first, I figure it's 99.9% scam call. But there's always like that 1/10 of a percentage chance, like someone legitimate would actually introduce themselves like that. All right. Wow, I'm just completely unsure of what to do here. All right, whatever. We're gonna sack a pawn. Pawanda. I decided to do it. Put the speaker up to the mic, and we can vote on what to say. My latest thing is like saying that they've reached the Federal Communications Commission, and this is the the like abuse report hotline. I'm like, FCC abuse report hotline. Bishop d3 here. Not very funny, am I? I try, but I just fail. Try and fail. You could capture either way. My main concern was e5, but I mean, at this point I have bishop takes g2. So it looks like black's pretty good here. Only stupid names left. You know, when you see that, you see the word stupid and you say, oh, my opponent must be bad. The power of subliminal messaging. That's bad, you know? I'm already like thinking, oh, my opponent must be weak if his name says stupid in it. And now, no matter how like ridiculous it sounds, I swear it has an effect. Okay. Save this fight for another day. Sharp. I've played this guy before, and he may look bad that he's lost a lot of games, but many of these games have been really, really tense. Actually. Here we go again. Again. The A-gain. Midnight Rhino. Oh my god. Alright guys. Everybody's faster than me. I'm used to commentating in like 7+3, 6+3. The 5+3, sometimes I talk too much. And I end up focusing too much on commentary and not just playing. I can't treat the 5-3 the same as the 7-3. Dim, thank you for your donation. 200 today, plus another 100, right? That was 300 today. My mathematics is unbelievable. I don't know why I dropped those calculus courses in college. Too lazy to do my homework. Alright guys, let's take as many challenges as we can. Mom is sleeping again, which is good. Telemarketers will strike soon though. Either telemarketers or somebody's going to deliver a package and like ring the doorbell and wake her up. He played the Dutch. It's great to have my friends here. You guys, we have like a community going on my stream. Lots of viewers. Fridays are generally a good day with 47 viewers. Lots of people like to take Friday off. Here in the United States, it's a holiday weekend on Monday. This is a good move. See, he's playing kind of sophisticated chess, I would say. Way beyond like what you would really expect from someone rated 1537. I think his rating is bogus. 1876 classical. That's a big difference right there. Like, seriously. 1500 looks bad, but then when you look at classical, you're going up to 1876. There's a massive difference between 1876 and 1537. It's like 350 points. And I think the classical ratings are more serious. So he's pushing 1900 in classical. Then you're thinking, oh, he's 1537. What's up with that? Midnight Rhino in a good mood. He hit 1800 on chess.com. I have this one friend who just keeps like bitterly posting on Facebook about people cheating on chess.com. I'm just like, why do you do that? Like, if you, why do you frustrate yourself? Rook on f to d1, knight e5, rook f d8. Good positional play. All right, what about this queenside scenario? What am I supposed to do with my bishop on a5? Spectator. Spectre or spectator? They just gave me points back yesterday. That's what I'm talking about. 1900 on lichess rapid. What kind of FIDE rating does it translate to? Well, I mean, I think that the maximum, you know, the difference is dependent on different things, but I would think like 100 points lower. FIDE would be 100 points lower. Probably something like 100. I can say that a few more times, make it sound better. Nils, I think you're underrated. Your 1950 Rapid on lichess, around 1600 FIDE, but I don't think your FIDE is accurate, Nils. I think you're better than that. You should be like 1800 FIDE. I mean, a lot of people have inaccurate ratings. I mean, how many FIDE rated games have you played, Nils, honestly? I mean, how can you really... You don't really have a well-established rating. It's kind of almost provisional. So I don't agree with like Nils's rating there. Yeah, this is starting to piss me off. White is ultra positional. The ultra positional 1500. Yeah, that's like a totally provisional rating, Nils. You shouldn't be under 18, I don't think. But I think the lichess difference could be anywhere between like 200 and 0, really, depending on the circumstances. It's unlikely that your FIDE rating would be like higher than your lichess rapid or classical rating. FIDE rating depending on region, not officially. One of my teammates, Olivargo, was talking about, whoops, he made just a tactical mistake, but he was talking about how like certain countries are more underrated than others. So basically just dropped a piece there, forgetting about the bishop. White's sort of positional play seems quite good. All right, next game. I just want to make sure everybody has like 100 games or approximately. Yeah, that's cool. I don't want to play totally new accounts that just were created today to troll me with. Rating inflation is a big thing. Absolutely, because they changed a lot of things. I don't agree with FIDE's rules about having like multiple K factors to encourage like young players' ratings to go up more quickly. I think it's very artificial and arbitrary. And in a lot of cases, it creates inflation. There's just no reason for that to be necessary. There's absolutely no reason why we just can't have everybody have the same K factor all the time. So, all right. I also feel like it's age discrimination. B6. I'm not allowed to have a big K factor. Maybe K factor should be dependent on like inactivity too, you know? If you don't play for 10 years, you go back to like some other, you know, bigger K factor. I mean, some ratings actually, systems work like that. B6 Tartikover variation from Mongolia. No, MLG. That would be MGL. Sometimes I forget what I do here. This is Lord Tom. Karpov against the Tartikover. This is a very frustrating move. That was played against me by Hungarian international master. What's his name? The ever famous what's his name? Fanchi Istvan. One of the most solid players I know. Fanchi has even more draws than me. I mean, it's like almost every game he has is a draw. If his opponent is rated between like 2200 and 25, it's like automatic draw against everybody. He probably beats anyone under 22 and probably loses to the over 2550s, but it's like you can tell when you see someone's rating if it's really consistent, like it never changes by much, that they're very solid. This is such a good system for black. The takes on c4 ensures that his bishop on b7 doesn't get blocked in. Have I ever had a prearranged draw? Prearranged draw. No comment. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong. Ask any grandmaster that question. Me, no, never. Prearranged draws? Never. Just don't ask me to take a lie detector test. I will say I've never had a prearranged win or loss, okay? But I can't answer that. I'll have to take the fifth, plead the Fifth Amendment. I've never prearranged a decisive game. Okay, rook on f to d1. I've heard of entire like team matches being prearranged draws. Like the whole match basically. Every board. All right. But somehow that doesn't bother me, like people who arrange wins and losses, which is really criminal. The Sophia rule actually work. I really think it might work a little bit. It makes you very uncomfortable. It makes the people who want to have prearranged draws uncomfortable. Basically, you're sitting there with this like feeling of paranoia that the other guy might like suddenly not want to draw anymore if you like play the wrong move. It's hard to do prearranged draws with the Sophia rule, so it probably does work. Although in a lot of cases, if they really, really want to draw, I mean, top grandmasters can easily memorize 30 moves, you know, just agree to it or something. You played a 2200 bullet who wanted his bullet rating at 2300. He went 30-0 versus you and got his rating up like that. Is that wrong? Well, as long as you didn't lose on purpose, you know. I guess he just beat you naturally. That was one of Larry Christensen's funny things that he would say. And I enjoyed this too, honestly. Like, when you play a long match with someone, there's something fun about beating them down till their rating goes down like hundreds of points. Like Larry used to enjoy. He's kind of sadistic. He would enjoy like destroying people's ratings, like playing like a 50-game match with a guy, basically just ravaging his rating, like making him like taking him down from like 2500 to 2199 in like one session, something like that. Because when you really own someone, I mean, you start to see like the strengths and weaknesses in their game. And in many cases, if you're the better player, you're just gonna zone in on them worse and worse. And the other thing is like when you start losing a long series of games, basically in a lot of cases, I think you lose confidence, you know. I mean, you just start to kind of go on tilt after a while. So Larry used to like really enjoy that, you know. Hey, I just beat this guy down. I took like 400 of his rating points and made him 2199. You know, he took a lot of pleasure in like making players 2199. Tilt is a thing. Yeah, it's totally a thing. I mean, in any endeavor, right? In any competitive sport, tilt has to exist. It's especially prominent in poker, of course, but any kind of gambling game. But it totally exists in chess, like blitz chess, even regular chess. Like the 2 times that I have my worst consecutive results, I have 2 strings of 4 consecutive losses in the same tournament. That's my worst streak. 2 separate round robin tournaments where I lost 4 games in a row. Never lost 5. But the times when I lost 4 in a row, there's no doubt, like even if there's not like a conscious tilt, there's definitely like a subconscious tilt. I think the first time there was a very, very conscious tilt. And the second time I told myself, all right, I'm not going to go on tilt. I'm not going to go on tilt. But I started to do little things like change the openings I was playing, playing things I normally wouldn't do, playing a little more aggressively than usual. So I think tilt happens both the conscious and the subconscious version. I don't know anything about this player. 1499, pretty solid. This is about as far as I analyzed, but there's one little detail here, which I realized only at the last minute. Alright. I had to modify our plan, basically. I wanted to play bishop b3, but then I saw bishop a6. And I started to panic a little bit. Maybe it's not a big deal. Is it considered tilt if you play way more solid than normal? Well, that's like weak tight, you know? It's not tilt, it's something else. It's kind of the opposite of tilt. You're fearful, so you start to play too carefully, and you don't maximize your expected return. It's another equally debilitating problem. Move 11. Right, so this is my big idea here. Equally debilitating. Debility-willity. Have a bishop. I don't care. Black's pretty good for $14.99. Half off. Normally a $30 value. You can get this opponent for $14.99. Alright. Dude, stop playing like an $18.99. Alright? And we have to go into like Capablanca, like full-on Capablanca mode. Someone was talking about Capablanca earlier. Not gonna give it up. The best $14.99 in the world. So solid. Mate in one is not allowed. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about playing Queen C6 there. That king looks kind of juicy, but it's still not easy to win. No entry points. Check. Man, I'm going to forget about that Queen C6 at one moment when it's like most costly. Queen F5, Queen C6, mate in one. Now he's got Rook G8. I just set up. That's genius. Why didn't I play Rook D7? It doesn't do anything. Other than that, it was great. Okay, Rook D7, Queen C6, E4, something like that. Bishop C8, and I'm lost. King H7. Wow. Asking for trouble here, but I'm desperate. Desperate to find a way to win. Please don't hurt me. Man, he's tough. It's not an everyday $14.99, right? Look at this. And fast too. How are you $14.99, dude? Oh, that's why. Alright, it's the end game. Just his end game, probably. He has to be bad at end games. Even this is not a bad move, though, truthfully. Not that bad. Hard to make progress. Damn. One pawn up. Just your standard $14.99. Let's let him undouble his pawns. Pretty good strategy. He doesn't have double pawns. Never mind. I'm actually kind of screwing this up. It seems like. I mean, $14.99. Seriously? Whatever. I think I'm actually screwing this up. Threefold repetition. That's interesting. Alright, let's play the next game. Another Nimzo. Oh well. Alright, we need to play a6 at some point to stop knight b5 here. This hedgehog setup, pretty solid for black. Make b5 great again. Ready to play b5. Who's criticizing b3? T Dark is criticizing b3. And b3 is not bad for white. I mean, it's kind of modest, but I think it's perfectly okay. It's really solid. You went over 700 games without getting a Nimzo. Yeah. Well, that doesn't surprise me at all. A lot of players are not very theoretical on lichess. No, I think the b3 is the safest kind of setup. It's probably not as sharp as some other continuations, perhaps. Well, I wasn't, you know, I was impressed by your endgame technique there, Lord Tom. That's not something that a lot of people at that rating level are capable of. Alright, rook d2. Building up, it's just a standard kind of hedgehog here. You get the feeling that Nils has probably played this far before against some opponents. Solid position for both sides. You know, it's kind of low risk when white doesn't try to play e4, let's say. Fuchsia, you could get an Nimzo in every second game, but you're a Grunfeld player. Easier said than done. I mean, I don't get a lot of Nimzos. Most people avoid... Well, first of all, okay, there's a very, very strong favoritism toward e4 in online chess below master level. I think if you go to tournament play, it's almost like 50-50 between people playing, you know, e4 and other things like d4. But in online play below the master level, it seems like there's a huge favoritism toward e4. I guess just because it's like that more classical move. But maybe it's a little bit sharper. So you don't get as many d4 games, first of all. You know, whatever you play, you're just not going to see d4 as often. This was a weird move by Nils, by the way, to play knight a4. I don't know what he's doing there. That doesn't seem right, you know. That's not right, basically. Queen c1, though. What is he doing? He's just defending on the c file, okay. You ask a stupid question, you get a stupid answer. Actually, I helped him there. I mean, I had knight e4 last move. This was stupid. I mean, I had this. That's got to be good for black. We're going to force his rook to a ridiculous position. I'm flustered from the last draw. That was a good heads-up plan of rook c2. Now what do I do? Queen c1, queen a1. Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, that's what he's trying to do. Thinks he's like Reti Ricard. Let's see, b5. b5 might be a mistake. We got the standard hedgehog for black. Where's Mihai Suba when you need him? Shuba. What's up, guys? I blundered a 3-move repetition. 3-fold repetition last game. I think I was still close to winning with perfect technique, but I didn't think it was a 3-fold. Online chess is weird. I mean, over the board, you'd have to like claim a 3-fold repetition. It should work the same way in online blitz. Like, you shouldn't automatically get to claim a 3-fold repetition. You should have to realize it. There should be like a button to claim a draw or something. Basically, my opponent should have to make an action to claim the draw. It shouldn't be like automatically awarded. It's not just sour grapes. I think it would be cool if you actually had to realize that it was a 3-fold rep. All right, 95. Knight e5 is okay, right? Knight b6, bishop f3. Knight c8, bishop d1. That should be good. I will always claim my draw. I mean, there's no time to realize that when you're in time pressure. Nefedov. Nephid would be like claiming draws. I guess this is an attempted joke. But Nephid would be like claiming draws every move, essentially. What's Nils doing? Did he just blunder a piece? Got excited. He's like smashing his mouse right now. There's a button. Maybe he pressed it. Is there a button, King Chaser? Snap. You know, maybe King Chaser pointed out the obvious. It's happened so infrequently in my games that I never even think about it. And threefold repetitions online don't happen very often in fast time controls. So now the King Chaser mentions it, you know, maybe you actually do have to press the button to claim it. And this conversation is all just really unnecessary. Man, I could have taken with the queen there. Maybe that was even simpler. But we're up a piece now. You guys can just relax. Everything's under control. The Nils monster. So maybe he really did have to click the button. It's not an automatic, but it kind of suggests it to you, right? There should just be a button there all the time, and you just have to choose to click it when you think it's a threefold rep. There can't be like a hint, in other words. Like over the board tournaments, right? The arbiter is not allowed to claim that the game is a draw. Like one of the players has to stop the clock, go to the arbiter, say, hey, I think this is a threefold repetition. In blitz, you have to like yell it out or something and to say, hey, threefold, call it out as you're playing. There's some very difficult rules to actually execute. Should be 4 here. Yeah, resigns. All right. I'm an idiot, but I'm so insanely tired. I understand, man. Me too. All right, King Chaser's up next, and we've got a bunch of challenges. I don't know how many we're to get to. So it's 2 o'clock, and all's well. Let me pause for a minute for station identification while I prepare for this game mentally. Alright guys, sorry to delay the beginning of this game here. Okay. Did I lose today or did I just allow draws? Have I lost yet? I had draws with Morwa and now the last game. The next to last game. Alright, so I haven't lost yet at least. Interchips are tricky. There's a button in lichess settings that auto-claims threefold repetition if you're down on the clock. Wow, okay, HM Tune. That's cool that you informed us. Yansef says, the World Rapid Championship, there was a game with King, Knight, and Knight versus King. The arbiter stopped it without either player requesting. Yeah, that's, well, that's the Ryazantsev game, right? Where he played on forever. Yeah, I mean, I think that that's not really supposed to be like that. There was a lot of people complaining about that, but I don't know the exact circumstances. But in general, I don't think the arbiter is supposed to do that because there are theoretical mates. Maybe he didn't know the rules well enough to be an arbiter. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how it works in rapid versus regular, if there are any different rules. You're out, man. Take care, Nils. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Thanks for donating to support the stream. Nils donated 5 gift subs this week. Or was that last week? Anyway, close enough. Bishop e2. This is kind of weird. I guess I made a mistake. I should have played f3 there. I like f3 better. King Chaser's pretty good. I want to be careful with him. 2045. Not going to see you tomorrow. I will see. You're saying see you tomorrow. Sludgy is about to arrive to Hungary and USA declare the state of emergency. Is this a coincidence? I'm like, yeah. They lost me, so they're declaring a state of emergency. Every day there's like somebody calling my house to get me to vote for Donald Trump. They have no clue. The dude has a lot of money backing him now. Okay, Queen E2. E6. I'm basically leaving the United States because of Donald Trump. Oh my god. Nils just gifted 5 tier 1 subs to my community. He's gifted a total of 14 in the channel. He gifted to J Huff, Never Been Timid, HM Toon, Leah Hip, and Quitchy. Dude, Nils, again. That's awesome, man. Thank you so much. He goes out in style, gifting subs to the channel. That is awesome. That's 10 in the last 2 weeks. Crazy generous. Yeah, I'm moving back to Hungary, guys, next week. So the stream time's gonna switch. I will arrive in Hungary on Wednesday of next week. So this next week I'll be down. The stream will be down Monday through Friday. We're doing Sunday's simul, and then the stream will be down Monday through Friday of next week. We'll basically do back-to-back Sunday simul. So Sunday simul tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, and the following Sunday simul we should resume. Don't worry. Nefedov is one of the Russian hackers. At least, like, I thought you were doing, like, poisonings or something, Nefedov. Alright, Rook D1, castles. Let's see. Knight B3, A4, grabbing space on the queen side. But basically, White's position is fairly lame here. Although I have E5. I feel I've tried his best to distract me and Nils with these donations. I finally came to my senses and traded off my central pawn for nothing. King Chaser. This is like a hope chess move almost for White. Nefedov. P. Nefedov. Polonium. He's a spy, clearly. Nefedov, you better not, you know, come visit the United States. They'll probably lock you up and throw away the key. 98 here. A Russian living in the UK. Alright. What are we going to do? E5, 98. It's all in good fun, guys. 98 is correct. Brilliant move. And he's tricked me into subtly trading off my central pawn for basically nothing. What's the plan for White now? What's the plan? There is no plan. I'd love to sacrifice a piece, but I just don't see that happening. Bishop F4. This is crazy. This is crazy to do Bishop F4. I'm not doing that. Letting him play D5 and have that monster pawn on D5. I'm not into that. Let's just hope somehow I can exploit the fact that he's less well developed. Nefedov has been invited. I was disinvited. Alright. They kicked me out. They see, you guys don't know the secret. I've been kicked out of the United States for not being a Donald Trump supporter. E takes D6. I can't believe I've been living in Hungary. Not living in Hungary constantly, but I've been living in Hungary a lot since 2003. It's a long time. The last 15 years have gone by extremely fast. I moved to Hungary in 2015. We haven't had that question in a while, but I basically moved there to play chess originally. Be in Europe, based in Europe, where there's a lot more tournaments. It's more affordable to travel than in the continental United States. And we're going to be going back, so maybe I'll get to play some chess. I have 2 teams that I play for in Budapest. Hungarian Team Championship and also the Budapest Team Championship. Missed most of my games the whole season this year in October through February now. So I basically played one match for both teams in the beginning of October and missed all of my other I'm moving to Turkey next, Nefirov. Queen b4. Knight takes d6, check. Pawn takes, queen takes, check. And then rook f7. Knight d5. It's kind of a cool move. I'm afraid to combine here. Does that combination even work? It's probably a bad idea to make sacrifices and complicated tactical combinations when you have less time than the opponent. Yeah, I know about the UvA Chess Center. I had a friend who used to like to go to Amsterdam to legally smoke marijuana. Another international master colleague of mine. He always liked to visit the UvA Chess Center. This guy he is still around, actually. He's a big collector of chess books, and I think he liked the chess library there, which is one of the bigger ones, I guess. All right, knight takes e6. This friend of mine, he invested a lot of his his income on chess books over the course of his life. Were you able to get any Grandmaster norms? No, the closest I ever came was like half a point. Basically the Smith-Morra cost me. Smith-Morra cost me a GM norm. So I calculated this far and I thought b4 was winning for me. But maybe I'm wrong. Actually I'm better tactically. I'm very strong tactically if you're a positional player. I suck tactically if you're a really good tactician. And I'm excellent strategically if you're a tactical player. But to positional players, I'm just a tactical hack. It all depends on your perspective. Someone said knight c7, but knight c7 is not on here. You have that, knight c7? No. He's kind of busted. But there's this evil plan I have to play this. That doesn't work. OMG. I didn't calculate this far. I mean, I did a little bit, but there's something cool going on here. Please don't have a defense. Bishop d6. Pin it and win it. Now he has knight c6. But I figured I'll just take the rook. I could even play rook e1. That's sort of brutal. I don't know if that works though. I guess I have to do like rook takes a8. Did you study Mayhem in the Mora? No, I just like making fun of Mark. He modeled his whole life after me. I'm his inspiration for living. Alright. I like teasing him. Alright. Dude's trying to survive this. That's not fair. You're not going to get mated here? Has to be something good. Now we had the other pin. That was a fun game. While it lasted. So we know King Chaser's weaknesses. Now we finally found the weakness. You have to sacrifice all your pieces against him. Alright. So fuzzy. Oh no, not fuzzy logic. I don't think I can handle fuzzy logic today. Oh man, he's so tough. That was a fun game. All right, so fuzzy logic and Bonaparte. We started at 12:30, so we got time left. All right, fuzzy logic. Another underrated opponent. But I mean, in all seriousness, Mark's book on the Mora is pretty good. I don't play the Mora, and I actually hate it because, well, I don't hate it, but it is kind of frustrating to play against. I don't hate it as much as the London system, but basically, it's a good book, man. Mark put a lot of work into Mayhem in the Mora, and you know, you got to respect someone who is diligent like that. It's like what do you call it? A work of like an endeavor of love. Okay, knight f3, d5. Played the boring King's Indian attack. Welcome everybody to my stream. International Master William Slaggy. Fuzzy logic with the safe, solid French defense type setup. Oh yeah, we had a game the other day with something with c4. I usually play c4. This player is kind of ridiculously good for their rating. 1800 though, okay. It's not like he's 1500 like the other guy. I mean, 1800s are allowed to play really well sometimes. The other guy who played really well was like 15. I don't know about bishop takes d5. I guess it's a safe move, not moving any more pawns. So guys, we have a Sunday simul. Don't forget. I want to do the fishing pole, but Asterbait won't let me. I don't want to be a bad influence. Play cheap chess, like knight to g5, bishop g2, bishop f6. Knight g5, g6 is probably fine for black, actually. It just feels like white's playing for cheapos. I mean, even knight g5, h6, bishop takes f6, h takes g. It's probably okay for black. So, man, I'm gonna have to leave the board during the game, it looks like. Be right back. I don't know why he's taking so long here. Maybe he wanted to give me a break. 1800s allowed to play. Did it come off the wrong way? I mean, come off as snobbish? I mean, d4, cd, rook d1. Oh, this is a cool position, though. This is a funny position. This is awesome. This looks like something that Aronian would find. I've never seen anything just like this. D4 is a great idea. If I don't do D4, he's going to kind of crack down on it and just own the center. So here we play knight takes. Does this actually not work? Snap. I was having hallucinations that I could play knight takes D4. Aronyan would laugh at me. Alright. We'll have to do this a different way. Plan B. Always, this is definitely important. Always have a plan B. No matter what we're talking about. If it's chess or something else, definitely have a plan B prepared. No matter what you're doing. It's a key lesson in life. Maybe this is almost sound. What was my plan after knight takes d4? I don't know. I have no effing clue. Alright. My plan was to have like ridiculous hallucinations, and that's my concentration getting blown out. Basically, black is black. Black is equal. Basically equal. Juicebox, take care, man. Thanks for joining. Always be closing. Always be not hanging pieces. We have nothing. And be realistic about your position. Fantasy. You can't just be better because you want to will it. Adios. Adios. Alright, so this guy just continues to be brutally tough. Usually has something like a 15 cent-upon loss every game. Somehow I won some games against him. It's kind of like playing Merle. Maybe it's Merle? Do you guys think it's like Uber driver Merle? Like they have a third brother? Maybe? My king felt kind of aerated there. Knight g4, the diagonal. f3 is a fairly standard move. I think we can play e4 and maybe transfer to a different structure. They don't die, they multiply. Right. This is like now there are 3. He doesn't have quite the draw ratio of Merle. Merle's with us. So I'm thinking e4. We want to get our queen to a better place. Place for mom. This mama doesn't want to be on c2 anymore. It's feeling some pressure on the c line probably. So we'll migrate over here to a more central location. Renovations are underway. Seems like black has that file. I also played e4 to, he's got queen there. Uh-oh. He's not going to let me. No. Where's the no button?
No!
Alright, you heard the no button, right? So this is a fake tactic. We've all heard of fake news. Bishop e4 is a fake tactic. I had one bad hallucination so far, so I don't want to miss something else again. Do what you want to do. So obviously, there's this. Move, mama. Yeah, I thought that was the craziest thing I ever heard anyone suggest. One of my Hungarian friends was like, why don't you move mama to Hungary? I was like, are you crazy? That's the stupidest suggestion I ever heard of. Okay, rook c1, rook takes d4, knight b5. I'm all about the tactics today, but I don't know if that actually works. I think it does, though. I abandoned the D file. I'm basically changing plans on the fly now. We needed a place for this rook. How is this guy only 1800 though? That's how. He made a tactical mistake. Is it really a mistake though? He did a nils. And you have a good game, but you just like get excited and play a little bit too fast. Will the real Merle stand up? It's like a game show. Chess game show. That's what we need, dude. I think we get a lot of viewers. We definitely get a lot of viewers. A chess reality / game show. Merv Griffin. Speaking of game shows. Guys, we're doing a simul on Sunday. It's going to be 4:30 Eastern Time. Just migrating. Migrants. These knights are migrants. They're not loved. They're not feeling love. This is this is the border wall. All right. You need to sign an executive order for emergency assistance. Threatening knight h4 check now. Dude, just whatever. Stop bothering me. Please stop bothering me. He's trying to win on time. Dude, just resign. Resign. You're down a piece. You can be nice. The phone's ringing. Not everything's going crazy. I think it's Merv calling. I'm not going to answer it. He resigned. Awesome. We took care of everything. All right. Border wall works. What's up? Sunday simul, guys, 4:30. It lasts about 3 hours, so if you want to play in the simul here on lichess, be prepared to play from 4:30 to after 7 on Sunday. Guys, you can also check out my YouTube channel. I do upload my streams post stream on YouTube, video chess training on YouTube. And set stream will be down next week between Monday and Friday, so do not expect to see me then. I'm relocating. No one can test chess as purely man-made. As an ancient alien theorist, say nothing of it. That's not true. We'll have to contact, Kirsan Ilyumzhinov. Clearly he was abducted by aliens while in his Moscow apartment because of his relationship to chess. I mean, there could be no doubt about it. Okay, Bonaparte 1501. He's got an established rating, so let's play. Guys, I'm going to play a couple more games, then I have to go. I don't know yet. I think maybe 2 more. I'm not going to be able to play all these challenges. Bonaparte. Bonaparte. Of course, we joke about aliens. That's what we do. Where's my dude supposed to be texting me? International Master Joe. Alright, d4 knight f6. Whatever is a subscriber, you should play him. Is that you? Chess is my love? No, we're not taking subscribers. It's Friday, so I just take all the challenges in the order I get them. It's much easier that way. I don't have to think. Thinking is hard enough. You missed the right day. Today's Friday, so this is my chance for just everybody to play. Otherwise, I was discriminating against all the subscribers today. Mind eraser. Anybody here ever had a mind eraser? Uh-oh, C5. Uh-oh, that's a package. Now that's going to make my mom get up and like I have to go get her again. Are you kidding me? Just a package from Amazon. What do you guys think it is? I bought some USB plugs. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's what else could it be? Let's just play this. You guys hear the doorbell? Fridays are for the plebes. Himtoon, HM I don't know how to pronounce your name, but you're a new subscriber. Thanks to Nils, who donated 5 new subs for the stream, which is obviously his dad's gonna be mad. If you want to say something dirty, send a private message to Bob. It's a land shark, absolutely. I missed Bob today. So bishop f5, a kind of standard move in these type of positions. I think it's just going to end up helping him. You know, trade off his bad bishop on c8. Not this time, bud. Not at this time. It's a family stream. Land shark is a nice, friendly, G-rated joke. Mailman. It's land shark candy. You guys don't know the old Saturday Night Live skit? Very hard to find that online. It's like copyright protected. Great reference there. Move 11. Movie 7. Movie 7. Alright, I'm gonna try this. Because I don't believe in pins, or why, I don't know. Bishop h4 is good too. Okay guys, I think we have time for one more game after this. But that's going to be it. The Land Shark is like my favorite Saturday Night Live skit of all time. Chevy Chase. Whatever happened to Chevy Chase? Is he even still alive? He must be, right? He basically retired from entertainment. What's his deal? No rest for the weary today. Good move a6, preparing this Capablanca like pawn expansion on the queen side. So there's a problem with bishop f4. I no longer, have knight takes d5 threat. He's actually just stopping me from playing knight b5, I have the feeling. But it's not really a threat. You have queen a5 check. You don't need to play a6 to stop that. If your intention was to expand, I like it. Who'll be the lucky one? Well, I was thinking, like, we played Nefedov a lot. We played him more than anybody else. 219 games. So in light of that, basically, I think we should, like, just go to the next guy. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? He's played too many games already. Chevy Chase went off one day. What does that mean? He had like a nervous breakdown or something? Bishop e4. My only fault. I played too many games. I know too much. Well, we know that. You're a spy already, Nefedov. The man who knew too much. You know what just occurred to me? I played this bishop c2 like really without even considering bishop b1. I mean, that might even be a good move in some positions where I can play the front-loaded queen c2. Normally, it would make the rook unhappy on a1, but at least I should have considered the possibility, and I didn't. You saw Chevy Chase on a YouTube video recently? That's cool. Yeah, he seems like since the early 90s, he hasn't really wanted to be in the public eye. Okay, queen e7 here. I don't follow Hollywood gossip, though, so I have no clue. Queen e7. Black is not into castling. Another move that's common is like knight to d2 in such positions. Just keeping control of the e4 square. I'm not sure that knight e5 is right, but on the other hand, I don't think he can take it because his d5 pawn will just fall. He's going to need to have really good compensation for that. 3 consecutive film flops. 3 consecutive flops. I can't even remember that far back. That was like decades ago. Everybody thinks you're dead when you haven't been in a film like in as long as Chevy Chase. You're either dead or in jail. If you're like a Hollywood star and nobody's seen you in 15 years, you're either dead or in jail for sexual harassment. Bishop g3. What's the idea? Well, to go back to h4, obviously, no. We're going to play maybe f4 and try to use the rook from... Make the rook great again. The once mighty rook. No, this rook has never been mighty. It's a good point, Midnight Rhino. He's just old. Yeah, I mean, I guess he is old now. But it's been so long since I saw him that he wasn't that old when he retired. Yeah, he's super old. Everybody's old. I'm old. I'll never reveal how old. Washington Post. At least we can trust that website. Chevy Chase can't change. Wondering if I saw that. Alright, now we've got Bishop h4. An improved Bishop h4. Guys, one more game after this. Against Nefedov. Nefodov. He's moving to Ireland. Nefoshaughnessy. Back to... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's a bad sign when your 8-year-old son says that. Uh-oh. F5. No more Mr. Bishop. Alec Shirov. Is there a living GM that you haven't played yet, but always happy to play against? Like I always wanted to play against? I don't know. I never really thought about that. I mean, I would be honored to play against so many players. Nefedov. Clash Kid, you're just catching the last game of the stream. Good to see you. Clash Kid with the orange badge, the 50,000 tier badge. We had a lot of big spenders in the stream today. Juicebox was here. Nils, Clash Kid. Knight f3. I'm not a money grubber. I mean, I always think about, like, in terms of American Grandmasters. Because I've played most of the American Grandmasters, I feel like there's some not to be a nationalist. I played, like, I never played with Yasser, for example. That always kind of bothered me because I've played like all the other strong American grandmasters pretty much. The fact that I never played with Sarawan, I played him in Blitz a little bit, but never an over the board game, and that always kind of like somebody I would have wanted to play. But I mean, I'm not that great of a player in the world scheme of things that I got to play top players that much. So I'm honored with the strong players that I have been able to play, and I've been lucky and fortunate enough to get to play many games against grandmasters in my career. I think I've won probably around 50 games. Maybe I'm exaggerating against grandmasters. It's definitely at least in the high 30s, 40s. I feel like I don't have a count of it, but I've definitely won a lot of games against grandmasters, and I've gotten to play a lot of games. I mean, obviously, I don't have the greatest score, so if I've won like 40 games against grandmasters in over the board play, I've probably played a lot, like 200 games, or it's probably way up in the high hundreds, close to 200 games against GMs, which is kind of cool. I've never played Wesley; he's too young. And I mean, if I was playing like Wesley, I could have played Wesley if I had played, but I just wasn't playing in the United States at the time when he got to be strong. So I played all the others like Magnus and Hikaru and Caruana, but never Wesley. So so many great players I've never even been in a room with. It would be cool to meet. Keep forgetting I'm playing Nefedov. Obviously, you probably want to play the players that you had the most respect for. Kramnik is retired now. It would be cool to play with Kramnik, to have played with Kramnik. But it's not an everyday opportunity to get to play with like a top 10 player. Nefedov, we're not letting you trade pieces, dude. If you get Nefedov in trouble on unclock. Kramnik just retired. It sounded like I said Kramnik with enunciation. He's stunned the world by retiring officially from chess. This is a new trend started by like Judith Polgar. We'll retire from chess when we're like 40. I mean, Judith is younger than me, I think. In her case, like if you have, I don't know, you give birth to children or something, maybe it's more normal to retire. But for me, like Kramnik retiring was kind of weird. E4 here. But again, I don't know his story. Like maybe he has serious health issues or something. Right, he just played in Tata Steel, but that was like announced, his last official tournament. Which is stunning because he was in the top number 2 in the world as of late 2017, if I recall correctly. And I don't think he had any illusions of getting the number 1, but still, within reason, to be number 2 at Kramnik's age. And Kramnik has a style that like you could last forever. I mean, Smyslov was playing Grandmaster strength chess until he was like in his 70s. Kramnik could do the same thing. With a style like Kramnik, you could go on forever. He would be like 2700 when he was like 68, Seriously, he would be around 2700 probably. He could have set records for like longevity. But no, it will not happen. Okay, Nefedov, we're coming for you. Zoltan Ribley played while having heart issues. Acerbate, in what time period did Zoltan have heart issues? I wasn't aware of that. You know, I don't know him that well. Ribley and I played twice. And it was quite a while ago. I mean, I played with Ribley back in like 10 years ago, or yeah, around 10, maybe 8 years ago was the last time. But I didn't know he had concrete heart issues. He seems pretty healthy for his age too. I wouldn't have known that he had like any kind of, I guess it doesn't look that obvious, but Ribley's still strong. He was still 2600 when he was another player like that style who's capable of that. Ribley's like a good example. He's uber solid. Uber driver. Nefedov's like inviting me in. Come in, buddy, have a drink. We're waiting for you at the bar. You play any good candidates? You mean Kramnik? Kramnik? I don't like Nefedov anymore after that move. Nefedov started combining? When did that start? Normally he plays like uber safe strategic chess. He's suddenly into competitive vision. Damn. Now I'm like fighting for equality. It feels like White's a tiny bit overextended after those exchanges that I blundered. You think my stream is one of the stronger ones? Well, I think so too. I don't actually have time to watch that many other people stream, so I just do my thing basically. But I do religiously focus on being serious and just focusing on making chess great again. With a sense of humor. Alright, Nefedov is super safe. Fear of losing. He has a strong fear of losing. Like me. Make your rook enter the game again. Yep. It's really ominous on c1. I'm just ripping Nefedov apart here. Clearly. Good thing we have a square to go to. Rook e3. That's a bit of an odd move. Let's stay safe. My audience is more serious, and that's why we don't get, 100 viewers. Yeah, it's like you have to appreciate chess at a fairly serious level to appreciate my stream, I think. I'm not just messing around playing 1 minute chess for jokes and giggles. I think that's silly. Life is short, and we might as well do it right, you know? I like to have fun as much as everybody else, Gambling. Drinking, gambling. But, no, seriously, I like to have fun, but be serious too. So f6, Mr. Nefedov does not subscribe to any sort of gambling. And it shows in his style. I never give him draws in blitz chess, but I feel good about this one. Black is doing pretty well here. He's equal. I pronounce you equal. Let's see what the oracle says. Look at that 0 up there. Oh man, it's like 0. 0, 0. Literally 0. So I know when to take a draw. Chessmaniac.com. So I think it's a fair draw. It's time to go. I will see you guys later. Good game, Nefedov. You came back, man. Nice job finding knight c5. I got a little bit rambunctious. My mistake is playing f5. I had some advantage, but I miscalculated. I just did not see this move. And Nefedov took advantage. Nice job, man. Literally 0.0. We will get Ponda back next Wednesday. Yeah. So when I start the stream again from Hungary, next, not this Sunday, but next Sunday, Ponda will be in the show. Anyway, guys, tomorrow's off. We're going to be streaming on Sunday, my Sunday simul. I want to just tell you guys, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, usual time, 25 players. It lasts up to 3 hours, so we're doing that. Someone on sound, good to see you. Anyway, thanks, Nils, for the 5 new gift subs. We'll see you guys on Sunday again, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Thanks for supporting the stream, everybody, making it a great stream. And thanks to JCS for being our mod. We'll see you guys on Sunday. Bye-bye. Goodbye.